Welcome back to Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game. We're playing with the Bright Wizard, the Warrior Priest, and we are tracing the Toxicant, which is the second quest in the 5-quest campaign that comes with the game. And we're going to be moving into the blue zone at the end of this round, which is not ideal. So we want to try to avoid that, and there's a way to do that. Up first, for this round, round 3 is going to be the Bright Wizard. So let's zoom down here and see what the Bright Wizard is going to do. Okay, and the Bright Wizard is bleeding, which means after your activation, suffer a wound. After another hero aids you, you can discard this card. So what do we want to do? We obviously want to get through the location of this turn, I think. I'm just trying to figure out what is the best option, and I think we're not too damaged. I think we're going to go ahead. I was thinking of doing the fireball to try to help out the Warrior Priest. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to exhaust fireball. We're going to attack the monster group over at the Warrior Priest. It says you may engage one enemy. I don't want to do that because I already have one enemy with me. Then I can make a ranged attack. Roll 2 dice. Before this action, you may suffer a wound to target an additional enemy. Am I going to do that? You know what? No, I'm not going to suffer a wound to do it. I'm just going to be targeting one enemy, but it's ranged, and I can shoot at any location. So I'm going to shoot at the Warrior Priest's enemies. And so basically, we're going to get to the dice tray. We're going to roll 1 black die for the Rat Swarm, 2 white dice for the attack here on Fireball. And let's see what we can do. And I'm hoping for lots of successes and a blank on the black die, but that could be wishful thinking. All right, let's go ahead and roll them up. And all right, so we get a blank on the black die, so nothing's going to happen there. Unfortunately, all we got was 2 successes and a shield. All right, now we are attacking the Warrior Priest characters here, so let's go ahead and process the damage on the Warrior Priest's enemies. But unfortunately, I wanted to all we had to do was hit the Gutter Runner one more time, one more wound, but he has 2 resilience, which means he's going to absorb 2 damage. So applying the 2 damage to him, it's going to do nothing. If we apply the 2 damage to the Giant Wolf, it puts 1 wound on the Giant Wolf, which is okay. If we apply the 2 damage to the Rat Swarm, it doesn't kill it, but it gets it very close to being knocked out. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put 2 damage on the Rat Swarm. That's going to take it to a total of 3 damage. It's 1 away from being killed. And that was our Bright Wizard's turn. So up next will be the Warrior Priest. And yes, the Bright Wizard is bleeding. So she must take 1 wound at the end of her activation, which we're doing. So she's going from 6 wounds up to 7. Because of the bleeding card. Now, we probably want to have the Warrior Priest do the aid action to have the Bright Wizard lose this bleeding condition. I'm going to have to think about what I want to do for the Warrior Priest. We're going to come back and have him take an action. Of course, he's also sickened at the moment, which it's pretty annoying. For him to get rid of this condition, he has to take a rest action. So a couple of choices for Warrior Priest. Okay, I think we're going to take the rest action for our Warrior Priest. Battle Prayers. There's 1 success on it already. And it says you may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. But that is going to allow us to get rid of the sickened condition. During your activation, apply -1 success, or during your activation, or before your rest activation, discard this condition. So we're going to discard it first, and then we're going to do Battle Prayers. You may exhaust 1 non-nemesis enemy engaged with you. We're going to exhaust the Great Wolf, because it does 2 damage, and it's just brutal. It does, all of these are brutal, they're all elites, which is not good. Alright, now he gets to rest. So we're going to be rolling 1 white die and 2 black dice for the 2 enemies engaged with him. So let's get to the dice tray and roll it up and see what's going to happen. Probably nothing good. Alright, only 1 white die, 2 black dice. This is not good. Not good at all. Well, not terrible. We got 1 hit, 1 blank, and we got an exploding So that's going to be 1 success. We have to re-roll. Come on. Solve for healing. And 2 more. That's pretty good. So we actually heal 3, but we do get hit once. Let's go and process the dice. All right, well, it looked really good, but unfortunately, well, we have a blank black die. That's nothing. We do have 1 hit, and we have to take the one that has the most damage. So it's going to be 2 damage from the gutter runner. So we're taking 2 damage, but we're healing 1, 2, 3. So the net effect is we are going to heal 1, and that's going to be it. So let's continue processing the card now. All right, so continuing on with the card, we're going to choose 1 hero to become empowered. We're going to actually empower ourselves, I think, is what we're going to do. And then we refresh all of our powers. Well, that's going to be all of them anyway. Up next is going to be the Bright Wizard, taking her second action for round 3. And oops, one little quick correction. Battle Prayers had a success token on it already. So the success token is actually 1 more healing, which I forgot about. So instead of 12 damage, the Warrior Priest has 11. All right, now let's go over to the Bright Wizard for her second action of round 3. Okay, for the Bright Wizard, I think what we're going to do is the Burning Head. We're still bleeding, though, because we were not aided by the Warrior Priest. However, it is what it is. We're going to do the Explorer. So I'm going to go ahead, put the die on here. Now, it does refresh everything at the end, but I just want to designate we're using it. We're going to be rolling 2 white dice and 1 black die for the Rat Swarm, and we're looking for 2 successes to get through the confounding stairs. I hope we're going to get it. Let's go to the dice tray and see what we can get. All right, it's dice tray time. 1 white. Sorry, 2 white. We're exploring 2 white dice, 1 black die. Come on. And yes, we get so lucky again. We get a blank, and we get 3 successes. That is just what we needed. Actually, more than what we needed. So let's go ahead, put 3 successes on the confounding stairs. All right, so we have 3 successes on the confounding stairs. We only need 2 more. So basically, we do have the 6 we need to get past the confounding stairs. All right, so let's continue on with the Burning Head card for the Bright Wizard. Okay, continuing on, draw and resolve a dungeon card. And I think we know which one it is because the top 3 cards, one of them was, yes indeed, the Warp Stone. It's an event. A green crystal lies under a small pile of stones, pulsing with a sickly light. As you draw near, you grow weary, and wounds suffered long ago begin to ache anew. You become sickened and may exhaust 1 action. If you do not, shuffle this card into the top 3 cards of the dungeon deck. And we get an equipment card. Excuse me. So we will be discarding this. Damn it, but we are going to become sickened. Oh, great. We become sickened, and we have to exhaust. Actually, this is good timing. We need to exhaust an action. Well, we'll exhaust Smoldering Wrath, because guess what? It's going to refresh here. And so we discard this, so that's actually good. That is good stuff. And we're going to continue on with this. Oh, and we get a gear. Let's not forget the gear. What do we get for gear? We get the Warhammer. After your attack action, you may choose one non-nemesis target engaged with you. Exhaust that enemy. Damn it, this is really good. But we do have the armor adding to our health. I think... Oh, crap. This is after your attack action, you choose an anonymous. You exhaust that enemy. I think... Oh, this is so good. Better, I think, than this one. I think... Wow, I don't know. I'm going to have to come back and decide if I want to discard one of these or not. Alright, I have decided to keep the Warhammer. It is actually more useful, I think, than the light armor. This gives us 2 extra hit points, but this keeps giving us some extra damage, or exhausting a non-nemesis enemy, which can give us less damage in the long run. So we're going to get rid of the studded leather. Alright, and continuing on, you may suffer 3 wounds to claim 1, or up to 3 wounds to claim 1 success token for each wound suffered. Already at 7 damage, we're bleeding, we're going to get another damage, not going to do this. And then we ready all of your actions. So all of our actions become readied. So timing wise, that card was pretty good. The dungeon card. And yes, We're bleeding. We have to take one more damage. We're up to 8 damage for the Bright Wizard. That was the Bright Wizard's turn. Over we go now. The last turn, or the second turn for the Warrior Priest for round 3. Alright, so it's time to help out the Bright Wizard at least a little bit. And we are going to get rid of the Bright Wizard's bleeding condition by playing the aid ability here. Yes, the aid blessing, blessed the lead. Right here. But we are empowered. Do not exhaust the next action you use. So we're not going to exhaust this, which is really good. And we get 1 success and we get 1 shield. And so we get 1 success, which we already have one on here, and we get a shield. I have to remember that somehow. So I leave the card here. And then after that action, discard this condition. So we're going to be rolling 3 white dice, 2 black dice, and we already have 1 shield. And we are going to be targeting, of course, the Bright Wizard. So let's go ahead and roll up those dice. Okay, we already have the 2 successes here. We're going to be rolling, this time, 3 white dice, 2 black dice. We're rolling a lot of dice, and we get 1 shield. So let's hope we don't get any attacks at all. Let's see what we get. Wow! Oh, so lucky. We get 2 blanks on the black die. That's absolutely nothing. We didn't get a lot of successes. We get 2 more successes, another shield. So we're actually doing pretty good. So the shield's not going to do anything because there's nothing to block. So we have a total of 4 successes. So we're going to put 4 successes, tokens basically, onto the Bright Wizard. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, this is pretty awesome. So we have 4 successes that are going to go onto the Bright Wizard. We're going to put, I believe, 2 of them here on Fireball. And we probably should put 2 on Smoldering Wrath for healing. Or should we? Or maybe the Explorer. I think we're going to go 1 Smoldering Wrath and 1 for the Explorer Burning Head. Pretty awesome. Let's go back now to the Warrior Priest to finish off his round, or his turn. All right, that was a very successful turn. Empowered goes away. Oh, and I also just about forgot, but I just remembered now. The Bright Wizard loses the bleeding condition because it says after another hero aids you, discard this card. So the Bright Wizard no longer bleeding. And continuing on with the aid card, the target hero readies an action, didn't have any and the target hero recover 2 health. Alright, so we're going to recover 2 health. So the Warrior Priest only has 9 damage now, and we get rid of 2 damage off the Bright Wizard, taking her back down to 6 damage only. All good. And this is not going to exhaust because of the Empowered card. Good to go. However, that was the end of our hero's turn, and up next are the rotten enemies. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to process the enemy turn now, so let's get to it. Alright, and the first player for round 3 was the Bright Wizard, and so she has the Rat Swarm engaged with her. It's going to exhaust. It's going to advance. It's already with her. It's going to inflict. It inflicts 1 damage. So the Bright Wizard is going to take a damage up to 7. Then we're going to go over to the Warrior Priest. Likewise, the Warrior Priest has a Rat Swarm with him. We're going to exhaust the Rat Swarm. It would advance. It's already here. It inflicts 1 damage onto the Warrior Priest. He's going to go up to a total of 10 damage. Back we go. Then to the Bright Wizard. Bright Wizard has no more engaged enemies with her. She's going to have to activate the one in the shadows. First up, Inflict. It's going to inflict 1 damage onto the Bright Wizard. 6 damage up to 8. Then it's going to Skirmish. If the enemy is engaged with you, become bleeding. Otherwise, become sickened. Well, the Bright Wizard's already sickened, so you can't get sickened twice. So it didn't, well, sickened is a bad effect, but it doesn't really affect her. And then it's going to Scurry. If this enemy is engaged with you, it's not. It retreats. Otherwise, it engages you. So it comes down here, and it will engage the Bright Wizard. Ooh, maybe this is going to be pretty ugly. All right, back we go over to the Warrior Priest. He has 1 more engaged enemy and let's see what it is. All right, staying kind of zoomed out. So we have the Gutter Runner with 2 damage on it. Never did get rid of it. Damn it. It's going to inflict 2 damage on the Warrior Priest. This is not good. Taking him up to 12 damage. Okay, I thought we were getting damage under control. Maybe not. Then it's going to skirmish. If this enemy is engaged with you, become bleeding. Oh, man. We are bleeding and sickened a lot in this playthrough against Tracing the Toxicant. All right, and then it's going to scurry. If this enemy is engaged with you, it retreats. So, I guess in one way this is not bad. It goes up to the shadows, so it retreats. Now, when we change locations, it's going to disappear, hopefully. All right, oh, and I forgot to, of course, exhaust this. So basically now all enemies have gone. So we will remove the exhaust off of all the enemies, and we're going to be moving on to the location phase. So let's readjust the camera again and do the location phase. All right, it's location phase time. We have 6 success tokens on there, and we have no start of location effects. We are going to move on. We are moving away from the confounding stairs. History, we're finished with the confounding stairs. We had 6 successes on it. It goes away, but now we need to process a new location. Oh man, and we find the fungal patch. Didn't we have this last time? Yes, we did. Mushrooms of various shapes and sizes grow wildly against the ground. Here, upon the ground, some are delicious and nutritious, most are not. At the end of the location phase, the party leader rolls 1 enemy die on an attack. He becomes sickened. Wow, we're having so much sickened and bleeding. This is bad. We need 7 successes. We're going to have 3 enemies engaged, 1 in the shadows. Ouch. That is going to be pretty bad. So 3 enemies engaged. We're starting with the Bright Wizard. So we're going to have this enemy engage the Bright Wizard. And it is a giant wolf. Ooh. All right, well, it's going to engage the Bright Wizard. So there we go. That's not good. And now we're going to have the second one engage the Warrior Priest. Oh man. Okay, so Warrior Priest. Oh god, another giant wolf. Wow, the giant wolves are coming out. So he has 3 on him now. Now here's the problem. The problem is the next enemy is going to come out, the third and final one. The Bright Wizard already has 3 enemies engaged with her, which means this one is not going to engage her. It's going to retreat back to the shadows, but it is going to inflict damage upon her. Oh, great. Oh, jeez. Of course, it has to be the worst thing possible. It's going to be doing 3 damage to the Bright Wizard, taking the Bright Wizard up to 11 total damage. Wow, that sucks. And it will go to the shadows because you can only have 3 enemies engaged with you at once. Wow, that's brutal. And then we need to have 1 enemy in the shadows. So this is not good. Now we've changed location. Actually, I forgot. The Gutter Runner was in the shadows. The Gutter Runner actually goes away because he was in the shadows when we changed location. Didn't say anything about him hanging around. So we have Giselle Team Elite. Wow, these guys are nasty. So there we are in the fungal patch. We're all piled up with enemies now, which is not particularly good. I am going to move the first player token over to the Warrior Priest before I forget, because I will forget. But unfortunately, we're not done with this round yet, because up next we need to go to the peril phase, and we're going to be going into the blue. So let's zoom up there and see what nasty thing awaits us. All right, peril phase time. This is not good. It says the smoke is even thicker here, choking and blinding. You can hardly see, but you know you're on the right track as the smoke grows thicker with each struggling step. So we're moving into the blue. Distribute 3 wounds among the party. Then the party collectively exhausts 2 actions. No! Oh man. Okay, I have to zoom out, and I'm going to have to decide what it is we want to do. Oh, that's not good. All right, I'm going to start by distributing 3 wounds. We're going to give, I think, 1 wound to the Bright Wizard, taking her to 12, and we'll give the other 2 wounds to the Warrior Priest. Ooh, not good. And now we have to exhaust 2 actions. I have to do some thinking about this. We need the aid to get rid of the warrior priest bleeding. We do want to explore the fungal patch as quickly as possible. Oh man, I think we're going to exhaust the Path of Redemption for, just off the camera here, for the warrior priest. That's 1 exhausted. And I think, oh, this is so tough. I think we're going to exhaust Smoldering Wrath for the Bright Wizard. And that's going to end off our pain for today. And I forgot, damn it! Damn it, damn it, damn it. We discarded the Warp Stone, didn't we? We discarded the Warp Stone, which means this thing would have gone back twice. Ah, caught it now, thankfully. So we're actually moving into the green, which means we just have to distribute 2 wounds among the characters, and we do not lose our activations. I'm glad I caught that now. Damn it. I left a note earlier in the episode. So, to recap, when we discarded the Warp Stone, we should have moved this back twice, which I didn't do. It would have moved back to the start location, moved here. And it says, after the Warp Stone is discarded, the party is destroyed a source of the Toxica, decrease peril by 2. After the party travels, if the Warp Stone has been discarded, shuffle it into the top 3 cards. We're going to have to take the Warp Stone again and shuffle it back into the top 3 cards. I'll do that off screen. Damn it. Alright, well, everything is now correct as far as I can see, unless there's other errors. Of course, there will be a delay again between videos, between this one and the next. So anything that needs extra correcting that I haven't caught in editing, I can do before the next episode. So once again, thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. Very much appreciated. We're playing Tracing the Toxicant. Trying to do our best. We're getting beaten down pretty heavily, but we may be able to pull it off. I don't know. And yes, I totally forgot about the shield, which is discard a success token to get -2 damage. But I'm not going to. Right, I wasn't going to anyway. I want to keep my success tokens on Righteous Fury for sure. Well, there you have it. That was round 3. Next episode will be round 4. So once again, thanks so much for watching along, and we'll see you in the next round of Warhammer Quest, the adventure card game, with the Bright Wizard and the Warrior Priest trying to trace the Toxicant.